Is Pakistan provoking India yet again? 7 months after the launch of Operation Sindoor, Indian security forces detected fresh aerial activity along the India-Pakistan border in Jammu and Kashmir in the last 24 hours. In fact, Sunday evening particularly, suspected Pakistani drones, at least 5 of them, were spotted near the line of control and the international border. According to officials, the sightings were reported from multiple forward areas, including Samba, Rajouri and Poonch, covering both the LOC and the IB. Officials say the drones crossed into Indian airspace, hovered for a short duration there, and then moved back towards Pakistan. Security agencies say this pattern is consistent with past drone activity linked to surveillance or infiltration attempts. Following the detection, a high alert was issued, ground searches were launched, aerial surveillance was stepped up across the region. In the Nowshera sector of Rajouri district, Indian troops observed the drone movement over the Ganis Khalsian village at around 6:35 p.m. Sunday, and the troops responded by opening fire using small arms and light machine guns. Officials say the Indian military remains on high operational readiness along the borders. It was a clear message to Pakistan as well that we've not let our guard down. An audio message separately is now circulating. While all this is happening, an audio message is circulating on platforms like Telegram and X and extremist groups. That's also currently being examined by Indian security agencies. This clip is purported to feature Jaish-e-Mohammed chief Masood Azhar. In this recording, Masood Azhar is heard claiming that there are thousands of suicide bombers who are ready to strike. The clip surfaced days after Lashkar-e-Taiba's deputy chief, Saifullah Kasuri, accused in the Pahalgam attack, appeared in a video claiming that the Pakistan army has formally invited him to lead funeral prayers for Pakistani soldiers last year. Officials have noted that Kasuri's speech was delivered from a school premises with children present there all around. Security agencies assess that recent audio and video messages by the extremist leaders here are attempts by Pakistan-based terror groups to project strength. These are terror groups and their terror leaders who are trying to show that they are still strong after being targeted heavily during Operation Sindoor. India had very specifically attacked locations where these terrorists were holding cover in Pakistan. And after Operation Sindoor, they're coming out with multiple statements just to show that they are strong and they're united and that the Pakistan army is still, in fact, giving them some kind of credibility, that they're working with the Pakistan army. This comes amid sustained counter-terror operations under Operation Sindoor, which targeted multiple terror infrastructure sites in Pakistan. Meanwhile, Pakistan continues to face internal challenges. As we know, the condition in Pakistan, its economic stress is well known. It's under heavy debt, political instability as well, rising attacks by groups such as the Baloch Liberation Army as well as the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. Indian security agencies are now monitoring the situation closely along the borders and across digital platforms. Let's take you through what Masood Azhar allegedly has said in this audio message.
ये एक नहीं है, ये दो नहीं है, ये 100 नहीं है, ये 300 नहीं है, ये 1000 नहीं है. तादाद बता दूं तो कल दुनिया के मीडिया पर शोर मच जाएगा.
Well, these are threats that often come when they feel threatened, and it appears to be that. Air Commander Ashminder Singh Bahal, defense and strategy expert, joins us live. Thanks very much, sir. Air Commodore, your take on what we see on our screens. We see Pakistan trying to provoke, and we're not contemplating on this. It seems like a clear message Pakistan is sending out. 5 drones that India has responded to. Firing took place. Indian forces fired at one of those drones as well. Do we know anything more than what we just see through this visual? There's been no formal acknowledgement from the Indian forces, neither has Pakistan said anything, but terror group leaders have been sending such audio messages time and again.
Thank you very much, and Jai Hind, for inviting me to your very valuable discussion. Let me tell you this, that there are a number of incursions of drones that have taken place in the last few days. 5 were reported yesterday in the last 24 hours, especially in Samba, Rajouri and Poonch. But more importantly, there was one more reported one day before where a package was dropped in which explosives and drugs were found, Now, what are these drones? These are basically Chinese DJI Matrix 300 type of drones, which are hexacopters, which means you can see six of their rotors. You can see on the one that you are showing, that's an hexacopter. So normally they have a range of about 15 kilometers, which is the range at which the transmission from their ground control station can take place. And they carry a payload, which means the amount of equipment or stuff that they carry is about 5 to 7 kgs. Normally, they drop AK-47 rifles or drugs or ammunition or even explosives, that is IEDs as we call them, improvised explosive devices. Now, when our army carried out successful operations in the last 1 year, can you believe it? They carried out 4,192 coordinated cordon and search operations in a comparison to just 1122 such operations carried out in 2024, and they were able to break the back of the insurgency in this area. They were able to bust a number of hideouts as well as drug centers from where drugs were being distributed. 41 kgs of heroin was also caught in the last few months. So when we are looking at this operations, Pakistan now wants to revive insurgency in Jammu area, especially Rajouri, Poonch and Samba districts. And that is the reason why you see a large number of drones incursions taking place so that they can drop ammunition, arms, and drugs. And drugs is where the money fuels from. And arms or ammunition are given so that the insurgency can be increased and supported by hostile weapon systems. Now, when they do this, they are aiming to show, and that is why you have had this number of messaging going on across. So they are telling their handlers, they are telling those overground workers that we are sending the drones and we are dropping packages and you can come and pick it up from so and so locations. But our armed forces this time are doing intelligence led operations, and as you can see here, our army in close coordination with paramilitary as well as police sources and led by public information. The first line of defense in any case is public, which spots these drones or which is able to bring about information that certain packages have been dropped, and then the army moves in very quickly. But the Indian army is modernizing now. We are going to
And
get
post Operation Sindoor, Commodore, post Operation Sindoor, how have the army's rules really changed of engagement?
Uh, that's a very beautiful question. When you had shown Masood Azhar and the way he was speaking, whether that audio is there or not. But one thing I must tell you, those guys are scared because when our missiles hit their terror camps, and if you remember at that period of time, more than 10 close relatives, including his sister, sister's husband, Sadia's husband, and like that, nephews and nieces, a large number of them were killed. And when they got killed, Masood Azhar was virtually crying and saying, Allah, why don't you pick me up also? But we are going to do that very soon. By his statements that he's making, we are going to make sure that he meets Allah very fast. But at the same time, there is a major change that has taken place in the army's philosophy. It is getting modernized and it is employing now counter unmanned aerial systems, which means those systems which can have both soft kill and hard kill. And one of the system is Saksham. Our indigenous systems have developed so fast and so good that we have a 30 kilowatt laser directed energy weapon which can destroy swarms of drones also. They are getting integrated with Akash Tir and with integrated air command and control system of the Air Force. Akash Tir is of the Army, and they are modernizing in such a way that a counter US grid is going to be built into the LOC and in the likely areas of incursion. And this process has started after post-Op Sindoor, as you had asked me. And in addition to that, Prime Minister's vision of Sudarshan Chakra, where we are going to integrate it with long range to short range drones, and especially swarm drones. What are swarm drones? Basically, when you send a large number of drones in a big number, they are able to saturate the airspace, and that is the reason why a number of them can get through even when you have counter US grid. But with the directed energy systems coming in, that is laser systems with good ranges of 3 to 5 kilometers, we are going to bring a probable high attrition even on swarm drones. and the Indian Army is now implementing that at the lowest level.
Okay. A final question in a nutshell. I could be sounding naive, but when you shoot the drone, what have you achieved? Have you managed to kill the drone right at that moment? Do you know if that drone is destroyed? Is there anything that you see?
A very nice question. Now, there are two ways of hitting at the drone. First is the soft kill. What is a soft kill? There is a radio frequency link between the drone that you can see now and the ground control station, means the person who's operating the drone. And this link is what we jam. And because of the link getting jammed, the drone now falls either in our own territory or becomes unrecoverable for the other side. The second is hard kill. Hard kill means we actually kill it and kill it by a laser beam, in which case also the remnants of the drone, like you're showing, fall within your own territory, and you're able to pick up and identify the drone, as well as to ensure that it does not fall into the hands of terror elements or the overground workers.
All right. Great to know, and it's also great to see that the armed forces are on high alert. 7 months after Operation Sindoor, this is the preparedness of the Indian Army. We salute our army and thank them for protecting us. A message also gone out to Pakistan.